Students, as discussed, I will be taking up previous year questions from chapters. Okay, we are presently in this modern physics, semiconductor devices. Let us see some more questions in this topic, which have actually come in the real exams. So this question has come in 2009 AIEEE. Now there is no AIEEE. And PN junction diode D shown in the figure can act as a rectifier. An alternating current source V is connected in the circuit. This current I in the resistor can be shown. The four graphs are shown here and a circuit is shown with the name D. What type of a circuit is this? This is N side, this is P side. The arrow part indicates the N type semiconductor. So this is an alternating device. So sometimes it can be positive, negative like this. Sometimes it can be negative, positive. It keeps on fluctuating because the voltage is always in this pattern. This is a positive voltage, this is a negative voltage. With respect to time, there is a variation like this. So when this is positive, it is a forward bias. So forward bias means the current will flow, right? After some time, this becomes negative. When this becomes negative and positive, negative positive becomes reverse bias. So this is a normal diode. No Zener diode symbol is shown over there. So that means the current will flow only in the forward bias case. So if you take the current, here it is showing, you see this option, positive, negative, positive type of current is shown. This option is wrong. You see here, it is saying rectifier. What does a rectifier do? A rectifier converts AC into DC, right? So when for half the cycle, it is forwarding the current, but for the remaining half there is no current. But here it is showing that in the second half also there is a current, which is wrong. Look at the third one. You see the first half it is there, second half no current. Again for the first, again when it became positive there is a current. Again when it becomes negative, what do I mean by positive? This, when it becomes positive there is current. So this is the right option. This is a half wave rectifier. This is the right answer. Look at this graph. It is showing no matter what you do, the current is always constant, which is not correct. So option 3 is the right answer. Now look at this question. The logic circuit shown below has the input waveforms A and B as shown. Pick out the correct output waveform. This question has come in AIEEE 09. Now here there is an input is given. Okay. Now this is the circuit. This is the circuit part. Alright. Now this is the input format. Okay. Now this a particular value is not given, but input format is given and you have to choose the output format. So let us first identify the circuit. What type of gate is this? This is a NOT gate. This is also a NOT gate, and this is a curvature is there. So it is basically a OR gate, but because of this circle it is a NOT gate. Okay. What does a NOT gate do? It just reverses whatever impulse you give here, it just reverses that. You give here 0, it makes it 1. You give it 1 here, it makes it 0. And NOR gate, you have to first find out what does an OR gate does. OR gate is either of these two, whichever is the best you have to pick, and NOR will simply reverse it. So what we need to do is, we have to form a table and we need to write actually the values. Okay. So here you will have only two values, 1 and 0. So for example, if you see here, how many inputs are given here means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. You can see here that this value corresponds to 0 and this value corresponds to 1. So first value is A11. So A11. Next is 0, 0. Next is 0, 1. Okay. Next is 0, 1. The fourth value. When this is 0, this is also, this is this is 1. Then you have got 1, 0. This is 1. Then this is 0. You take this is 1. This is 0. You got this 1, 1. Okay. and then if you take this 0 0 and this is 0 and this is 1. So this is the input format. Okay, now we have to just fill the table. So 1 1 A and B has passed through this NOT gate. So when it passes through this NOT gate, it becomes 0. So this becomes 1, this becomes 1, this becomes 0. Inverse of 1 is 0, 0 becomes 1, 0 becomes 1. Now invert the B, this gate, you have 1, so it becomes 0, it becomes 1, it becomes 0, it becomes 1, it becomes 0, it becomes 1 and it becomes 0. Okay. Now these two have been processed through this gate and now they are input to this gate now. So here if there was a OR gate, what will happen? So you have an input now 0 0. If it was an OR gate, the output would have been 0. But because this is a NOR gate, the output will be 1. 1 1. OR gate will make it 1, but because this is NOR gate, 0. 1 0 you will get 1. Reverse of 1 is 0. 0 1 you will get 1 as the OR output. 1 will become 0 because of the NOR. 0 0 0. Inverse of 0 1. 1 1 1 0. 1 0 1 0. So final output should be in this format. So we need to check which output is like that. See, first there is 1 and then there are 3 zeros. 1 and there are 1 2 3 zeros, and then you got 1 and then you got 0 and 0. Okay, so option 1 is the correct answer. You look here, 1 0 0 0. So 1 0, it should be 0 0, it is showing 1 1, so it is wrong. Then you see the third one, you have 1 0 0 0. So you have here there should be 0 0, but here it is 1 1, so this is wrong. Then the last option, you have 1 0 0, one more 0 then 1. So here it should have been a 0, but it is showing 1. So this is wrong. Okay, so only option 1 is correct. So this type of question, what you have to do is you have to form a table. Okay, you have to simply take this, note it down, write the table, process to the gate, fill up the table and just match with the output. It will hardly take you 2 minutes. Okay, quickly if you do, you can just cross match. If you do randomly, I would not suggest you do it randomly, but you can pick some 3-4 values and that way also you can check. Whichever way you are comfortable, finally your goal is to get the right answer. Let us discuss XOR gate. Okay, it is a exclusive OR gate. See, in OR gate what happens is you have inputs, 1 0. Okay, the best of this is 1, you get 1. 0 1 instead you get 1. But in XOR gate, if both are high inputs, you don't get. Only one of them should be a high input. Okay, so that type of gate is called XOR gate. Like if the both outputs are high, you get low output. If both outputs are low, you get low output. If one of them is high, you get a high output. So XOR gate is denoted by, you just draw the OR gate. Okay, you put one more curvature here, and these are the two signals. Okay, so this is the symbol for XOR gate. If you draw the truth table, just write A, B and Y. Okay, 0 0, 0 1, 1 0 and 1 1. These are the 4 possibilities, right? Alright. I will write here OR gate also here so that you understand the difference. This is my OR gate and this is my XOR gate. Okay. See, if this was an OR gate, this will return 0 only, and this will return 1 because one of them is high. this will also return 1 and this will return 1. But when it comes to XOR gate, both are low, you get 0 only. One of them is high, it will return 1. One of them is high, it will return 1. Both of them are high, it will return 0. Okay. So the meaning of XOR gate is to get a high output, one of them has to be high. Okay. And it is compulsory. It is compulsory. XOR gate means only one of them should be high. Okay. OR gate means any one of them can be high. You see here 0 1, it gave 1 as the output. Okay. 1 0, it gave 1 as the output. When both were high, at least one was high, no, it gave 1 as the output. But in the case of XOR gate, it will return 0. 0 means low output. Now this question has come in JEE 2014 mains. The forward bias diode connection is, 4 options are given, you have to choose the correct one. Which type of diode is this? This is PN diode. Yes, write the names here. PN diode, all 4 are PN diodes. So he is asking for the forward bias. So positive has to be connected to the positive, negative has to be connected to the negative. No, positive has to be connected to the higher potential. Positive should be connected to the, positive means P type, don't call it positive. P type should be connected to the high potential and N type should be connected to the low potential. Okay, that is called forward biasing. That is called forward biasing. Look at this option. This is minus 3 volts, this is minus 3 volts, both are same. This cannot be the option. Look at this option. Positive is connected to 2 volts and this is connected to 4 volts. In these two, this is the higher potential. So negative is connected to the higher potential, but negative should be connected to the lower potential. This is wrong. Look at this option. Minus 2 volts plus 2 volts. Positive is connected to the lower. Out of these two, which is higher? This is higher, right? So negative is connected to the higher potential, but negative should be connected to the lower potential. This option is also wrong. This P type is connected to 2 volts, N type is connected to minus 2 volts. In these two, this is a higher potential. So P type is connected to the higher potential, P type is connected to the higher potential. This is the right answer. Look at the next question. For common emitter configuration, if alpha and beta have their usual meaning, the correct relationship is, 2016 JEE it has come. See, what is alpha and beta? When I was discussing that, see, sometimes this is written as CE configuration, so don't get confused what is the CE configuration and all that. We were discussing these transistors, there we have come across this term. Okay, so there beta was what? IC by IB. C is the collector, B is the base, and alpha is the IC by I emitter, right? And you know this relationship that I was equal to IB plus IC, whether it is PNP or it is NPN. I have proved both cases that it is the same thing. So divide both sides with IC here. So IE by IC is equal to IB by IC plus 1. Okay, IE by IC. So this is 1 upon alpha, this is 1 upon beta plus 1. Okay, so this option is right. What is this option? Here there is a beta square. Alright, so there is no beta square. So this option is wrong. This option, you see, if you rearrange this, you get 1 by beta is equal to 1 by alpha minus 1, or 1 by beta is equal to 1 minus alpha by alpha, or beta is equal to alpha by 1 minus alpha. This I gave you as a formula also. So it is beta in terms of alpha, not alpha in terms of beta. Okay, so look at these options. It's giving you alpha is equal to beta by 1 minus beta, alpha is equal to beta plus 1 by. So rather shall we check and see? He wants alpha value, no? So let us just check. 1 by alpha is equal to 1 plus beta by beta. So alpha is beta by beta plus 1 you are getting. Alpha is beta by beta plus 1. Even this option is looking correct only. Okay. This is wrong. This is definitely wrong. But alpha is equal to beta by beta plus 1. Even this is also possible. No? You cannot have two options, right? Nevertheless, see the procedure, it is like this. Okay? Maybe some source I picked up, maybe some mistake over there. Okay? Know the procedure. This is the main equation. Alright? And these are the ratios you should remember. Look at this question. If ABCD are inputs to a gate and X is its output, then as per the following time graph, the gate is. So A, B, C, D are inputs and X is the output. So the gates have been mentioned over here and you have to find out which type of gate is that. This has come in JEE 2016. Now, see basically definition wise if you see, what is the difference between and OR gate? See, OR returns 1 if one of them is the highest one. If there are multiple, suppose you have 1 0 0 0, at least one is 1, so it OR will return 1. But suppose AND is there, so all have to be 0, all have to be ones, all have to be ones, so that it returns 1 as the output. Even if 1 is 0, it will return 0 as the output. What does a NAND gate do? NAND gate will reverse whatever AND gives. NOR gate will reverse whatever OR gate gives. And NOT gate is for the single input. Whatever 1 is coming, it is making 0. This is the basics. This is the basic definition of all these gates. Now look at these gates. Okay. Here, look at this X output. Okay. So you have all ones and 1 0 is there. Okay. If all have to be 1, at least one of these inputs, if it is 1, you can expect this 1 as the output. Now, which of these gates have more possibility of getting that? See, if you look at these inputs, it is becoming 1, but this is remaining 0 and this is 0. But at least one of the inputs is 1. Here also you see, if this is 1, but this is 0, you are still getting 1 as the output. So, OR gate is the possibility. Okay. AND cannot be the case, because in AND, if you have to get this as 1, all these three have to be 1s. But they are fluctuating, they are not like that. So if AND is not possible, definitely NAND is not possible. And NOT is not applicable first of all. Okay. So your answer is OR is the output. OR gate has to be used to get this kind of an output. OR is not the output. OR gate has to be used to get X as the output. Let us see the next question. This question has come in 2016 only. The temperature dependence of resistances of Cu and undoped Si. Cu means copper, Si means silicon. In the temperature range 300 to 400 K is best described by, what is 300 K? 300 K means 27 degrees, You need to add 273 to the Celsius scale to get the Kelvin scale. 300 K means room temperature. Now, if you observe here, copper is what? Copper is a metal. Okay, it's a good conductor of electricity. Silicon is a semiconductor. Silicon is a semiconductor. Okay, he is saying undoped silicon. Undoped silicon means pure, intrinsic type of semiconductor. Now, in the case of metal, when you rise the temperature, what happens is resistance also rises. But semiconductors are special. When you rise them, the resistance drops. Now in metals, actually what happens is, when you give more temperature, the thermal velocity of the electron increases. Thermal velocity of electrons increases, thereby more collisions happening, and the conduction also, the resistance increases actually. But in the case of semiconductors, you have this valence band, you have this conduction band, right? In between there is a forbidden energy gap, right? Forbidden energy gap. Now when you increase the temperature, this gap actually shrinks. This actually reduces. It becomes something like this. This gap is reduced. So when it is reduced, electrons can freely move from valence band to valence band to conduction band. So what is happening? If the electrons are freely able to move, that means the resistance has dropped. So that is why the resistance has dropped. So with the rise of temperature, you will find rise in resistance for, see, he is talking about resistances. So there will be linear decrease for copper. Copper is a metal, it will increase. It is wrong. Okay? Linear increase in copper, linear increase in silicon. Okay? Silicon, it is reducing actually. So this is wrong. Linear increase in copper, okay. Exponential increase for silicon. It is not increase, it is actually decrease. So this option is wrong. Linear increase in copper, this is okay, this is right. And exponential decrease for silicon. Actually this gap, it falls drastically and it's an exponential fall. So option 4 is the right answer.